Hi, we're Grant and Bianca. After 3 years of travelling around Australia in our trusty 21-year-old caravan, we've decided it's time to upgrade our most essential item, our toilet.
It's gone. Get out of here.
Today we're saying goodbye to our old chemical toilet and hello to a shiny new composting toilet.
The new toilet.
Join us and we'll show you how we've done it.
I'm a little bit nervous. I don't want to stuff it up. And hopefully I do a good job.
Okay, so this is our toilet cassette cavity. It's pretty deep. I haven't actually ever needed to have a really good look in there, except for once when we knocked the fuse out with a cassette by accident and it just didn't work, the flush or anything like that. I don't know exactly how many screws and how it's fixed and so on and so forth. So I'm working that out as I go along, so bear with me. But from the first glance, it looks like there's only about 4 screws going down into the floor, securing this bottom pan, okay? And then there's another, I think, 5 screws holding this back plate in. I can't really see much else. So I'm going to work it out as we go along. And this is a combined ensuite. It's not a standalone toilet. So I have to worry about things that other people wouldn't necessarily, like waterproofing. We went out and bought fiberglass waterproofing paint, special for these Bushtrackers with the combined ensuites. So whether or not we need it or not, we're not sure, because it does seem to be all painted outside of this unit here. So we'll just see. At the back corner, there's a filling panel. The toilet from the inside, the toilet cassette's only so long, and then you have a section of, I don't know, 6 inches maybe, which is just a filler panel. That seems to be held on by an angle screwed into the far wall. Hopefully my arms are long enough to get to those screws. Let's see how we go. So this is a 20-odd-year-old van, and as clean as we keep it, it still gets a bit, nooks and crannies get full of just yucky crud stuff. I can't get my giant melon in there to see what I'm doing, but it looks like the screws are just full of, the screw cups are just full of stuff, and I can't get my screwdriver in there. Or to see if it's a Phillips head, so I'm sure it is.
So what we thought were screw holes at the bottom doesn't look like they're screw holes. For Grant's inside, I'm just taking off the framework that's around the toilet, see if we can get in from that side. I'm going to start taking off all the screws that I can see and just hope from there. And maybe we can get this toilet out.
So classic Bushtracker fashion, building things to last. All the videos we've seen are pretty straightforward. It's like, 4 bolts here and pull them out, no dramas. And then whack the OGO in, job done in 2 hours, no dramas. Not the case with this. But I get the job done.
So we're it's attached from the backing plate.
We're still attached at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
The front.
The front. Gotta figure out how that is.
Silicone. That's a new filling piece.
Yeah. So it's attached somewhere else. Somewhere. Because that doesn't budge.
That's attached to the bottom.
Yeah.
Like on the inside there?
Yeah. But like where?
Yeah. I'm just gonna jump outside.
Not screwed, just like
Shit loads of silicone.
alright.
And look at it. Look at it.
Oh my gosh.
There's your problem right there.
I didn't think it looked like screw holes.
I sort of had a feeling. So I thought, I'll get the old Crowie out and I'll just see if I can gently persuade it. And surely I did. And it doesn't seem like... No, I didn't do any damage.
No.
It was just a matter of applying pressure to separate this plate to this silicone, which, like, it's just diabolical. Like, it's just so hard to... It does its job well, but when you're trying to figure things out and you're trying to... Anyway, not to worry, it's out. Okay, all right, Muscles, you can pull it out now.
Yay. So we've got that little metal backing plate out, so now I can see where the electrical is plugged in. I've also noticed that there was these little lips here on this bracket, which is what it was sitting on. That was handy to know now, after the fact. Where is it?
For the record, I'm not milking the fact that I've got a bad back, but I'm also not milking it, not having a bad back. Yeah, it's a good thing she's stronger than she looks.
I just don't want any gross toilet water to fall out of this into the caravan. Oh no, it's dripping on me. Oh. It's gone. Get out of here. Does anyone, if anybody wants this, put a comment and we will send it to you.
For a fee.
For a fee, yeah.
We're not going to pay for postage.
Exactly.
Hey, we're going to get rid of the TP. CP's still good.
Better keep the toilet paper. The good thing about this old toilet was that it had a toilet paper holder and we didn't ever have to worry about it getting wet when you had to shower. But
we have a solution for that, don't we?
Yeah, the OGO doesn't have that, but we have a solution we'll show you later. But yeah, keep that tiny little bit of toilet paper that we have left on there. Can't waste.
Shit tickets, going cheap.
It's not going to get your reaction, but I just Grant told me to swap the little nozzle on the brush. The brush on the drill. And I swapped it to this and I just started and it just sprayed him straight in the face. The camera wasn't on. So like we're getting rid of 20 years of dust from in here. It would never have been cleaned, obviously, because it's underneath the toilet. But
well, it's a good thing you got the value pack of gumption.
yeah, exactly.
Show the folks at home. Value pack. Not sponsored, obviously. She just got some water to clean what she was scrubbing with the brush. Gotten rid of all the yucky, cruddy crap. It shows you how much silicone they use. That's all the silicone. Oh, look at it. That wasn't going nowhere. So we figured we'd a little bit of terps on there, brush with some gumption, see if we can knock a lot of it loose, which we did. We've come back and just gone, you know what, let's just sand it, because that bristle was actually starting to take paint off in that corner.
Give this a bit of a terps, I think. Maybe a sugar soap and then maybe some acetone and get ready for this flow coat, which is a special fiberglass paint that we have to use.
Well, I've got to fill up those holes with the compound first.
Yeah.
The paintable compound.
All right, so fill up the holes first.
Then we can paint tomorrow.
It's time to put the waterproofing back on the shower. And then once this is all done and dry, then we can get the OGO in. So first thing I need to do is I've got some acetone to clean the area. Then I've got to apply the flow coat. So I contacted Bushtracker and they have told me that I need flow coat. I need catalyst, and this makes the flow coat go hard. I think I need about 10 or 15 mils, depending on how quickly you want it to set. And then I needed 1 drop of a Ultra Tint Black, which is from Wattle. And you can't obviously just buy 1 drop, and 50 mils was the smallest container I could buy. I'm a little bit nervous. I don't want to stuff it up. Hopefully I do a good job. So I don't know. I have a brush and I have a roller. So I got a brush that's for like epoxy and concrete and stuff. So hopefully that works well. I'll do that for the corners. And I have this textured epoxy roller as well. Because if you see on the wall in the bathroom, hey.
Hi.
We're about to start.
Oh, cool.
We're about to start acetoning anyway.
Yep. Are you going to get like a bit, you know?
Hi. Probably.
Yeah, it's a bit fumy.
Actually, I probably should put the fan on.
Yeah, put the fan on, and this door and that door will create a cross breeze. So, this should be interesting, viewers.
Yep.
Interesting viewing. I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, so the wall has like a textured finish to it, so I think maybe the roller will give me that look. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to try where the OGO will sit first, and then I'll do the rest of the wall. I'm not doing all of it. I'm just going to go up to where the old toilet was, and then we'll see how we go. Apparently you only need one really thick coat, and I hope that's all we need. And I have just watched a couple of YouTube episodes this morning, and someone was saying if you need to do 2 coats, you need to sand it back first before you can put the second coat on. So yeah, we will see. I'm just reading through the instructions on the flow coat. It says weigh out the resin in a container. It's 1.5% to 2.5% of the catalyst, and stir through with a flat stirrer. Apply to project, and then it says helpful hints down here. Don't catalyze more than what you can use in about 15 minutes. And then it says for colder days use 2%, and for hotter days use 1.5% of the catalyst. As it's relatively warm today, so I'll probably go with 1.5% of the catalyst. I'm thinking that I might put the tint into the whole tin and tint the tin, and then I can decant from the tin into another container to put the catalyst in, because if I need more, then at least it's all the same shade. If I tint and put catalyst in like separate little things, I might get different colours. So I think I'll put the tint in here first. And yeah, it's a bit nerve-wracking. Hopefully I'll get it right. So I think I've got the colour. It was probably about 20 drops, maybe 23 drops of the black to get this colour. It's probably a little bit light still, but we don't know until it dries, and this is what I've done, so it'll do. Oh, okay, so this is the nerve-wracking part. I need to I'm going to decant like a litre of it in here, and then I've got a little measuring cup, and I need 15 mils of the catalyst. Mix it in, mix it up really well, and then I have about 20 minutes to paint. So babe, I will, after I pour this, I'm going to pass you the tin so I don't spill it anywhere. Got dye on my finger. Need to wear gloves for that. Okay, let's go with a litre. Apparently this is harmful if swallowed and causes severe skin burns, so definitely wear gloves. Okay, so I got 30 mils in this bottle, which was enough for my 2 litres. All right, now we need to stir for a long time. So the colour here looks really similar, quite similar. You can definitely see the colour difference from the white ice cream container.
So I've never actually used this product before at all for any type of thing. Fiberglass, we don't have anything that's fiberglass. I have waterproof before. I reckon Bianca's doing a pretty good job. It's a really good product. It seems to just, it goes on thick and really gets in and into all the little nooks and crannies. It's coming along really well.
It's going quicker.
Yeah.
All right. It is starting to
go off. Oh yeah, you can see.
Yeah.
It's getting tacky. Maybe stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, stop.
You have to. Okay. Definitely have to work quicker than that then. All right. So I need.
How much is left?
Like half of.
Oh, bugger.
What I've used.
So that much has gone off.
Yeah.
All right. So lessons learned. We've never used this product before, and what we have discovered is that you do need to work really quickly. 15 mils of hardener to a litre of paint. She's been able to do, would you call that 3/4?
Yeah.
3/4 of the space that we need to paint. And we realised that it's starting to go off. That's just like clay glue now. So I just discovered something I thought I might share with you. With this product, jeez. We use an ice cream container. I'm not sure if that's what you're supposed to use. I don't know what else you would use. I'm not sure if it's had a reaction with the plastic, so the hardener with the plastic. I just noticed that the surface of the paint's got a crack in it, so it's hardened. Look at that. I can't hold it from the bottom. It's that hot. I can feel, I can feel the heat on my face. That's how hot it is. Wow, never seen that before. Not with paint anyway.
So we've waterproofed the bathroom where the toilet was, where we've taken it out. Now, yesterday, the first coat I put on, it dried really well, but it dried really white. So I added some more tint to the remaining paint that I had, and we've repainted it again to get it a colour that's closer. We did have a little problem. So I used a roller on the second application, and it was a bit thinner and it didn't dry properly. It was a bit tacky. So we've got like a work light. I grabbed this work light, set it up in the bathroom to put some heat on it, because heat is what makes the catalyst go off and make it set. So that worked. But the problem was it attracted a lot of bugs, and then the bugs came in and actually landed on the part we painted that was still a little bit sticky. So it's all painted, but we now have all these marks on the floor from moths. So I'm not super worried because the toilet's actually going to cover most of it. There was a part that was on the side. I've scrubbed that as much as I can and it looks a bit better. Definitely the colour in here. It's not 100% matching to the wall. You can definitely see where it is, but it's definitely better than what it was yesterday with the white colour.
So I've recut a length of this plug that goes into the back of the OGO, and I'm going to use these little solder things. So once I get that going, I need to stuff that back into the wall. Now you'll notice that there's the universal red and black, positive and negative. Here you've got blue and brown. Yeah, it makes no sense. But I just got my little multimeter. Turns out that the blue is the negative and the brown is the positive. So what did I say? Black and blue? I've never been a fan of working with little wires because I've got giant sausages for fingers. Calls for a more delicate touch. So you need to overlap the wires in these things, and you need to get the plastic, the conduit, around the red lines, overlapping the wires around that little silver ring, which is the solder. So once they've overlapped, the solder creates the connection. I need to just get it just so. You can use a lighter. I've just got a heat gun, so I'm just going to give that a go. And it should just shrink. It might take some doing though. And that's quite good there. I'm pulling that, and that's not coming free. I'm scared of saying it because it's quite often I say it and it turns out that it's nothing. Much success. Once I'm done here, I'll move the OGO back around. I'll turn the power back on and just double check that there was much success. Okay. Do you want to turn the power on for me?
All Alright, so you press the button.
You got the button on your side. Hey! Oh, I did a thing!
We have, I don't know if you can see it, it's moving.
I made something work.
There you go. Good job. Yay.
She's on there.
Just having a test to see is this the right position?
Yeah. Well, let's call this the dry run.
Yeah, exactly. It is a dry run.
It's a dry run.
It is a dry run, for sure. While we're here, if you're wondering where our toilet paper is going.
Ta-da.
I've just put some masking tape on the floor and I put the masking tape on the bottom of the OGO because we're going to silicone and I don't want that silicone to overflow onto the floor and onto the actual OGO because then after a while the silicone goes all yellowy and looks gross. The other thing I'm going to do is, because this is a shower, the back here where the power point is that goes in, I'm going to cover the back of this with, this is T-Rex tape. We already had this, so we're just going to use this to cover it up. And it's ferociously strong tape, apparently. Hopefully it'll keep the water from getting out and getting into the plug area. So if we've got a shower and a little bit of water drips down the back of the toilet, it should just run past the tape and not go and sit in here where the plug is. That's our hope. So put that on, and then the other thing we need to do is just silicone up the hole where the wires come out of the wall.
I'm not sure if we're going to achieve full waterproof standard level. I don't know, but we have to try at least.
Yep, we'll see. All right.
Silicone the base now.
Yep. Are you doing that or am I doing that?
Well, you're in there. You can do it.
Oh. All right. Okay. Don't judge my terrible silicone. Wow. So bad.
Are you opening your eyes? You doing it with your eyes shut?
Yeah. I don't have my other glasses on. Is that really bad?
I mean, it's not good. I'll be cleaner than that. I mean, it's going to do the job, babe.
How do I make it cleaner?
No, you can't now. You've made the mess. All right, so that's it.
Oh, God, it's so bad. The next challenge of lifting the toilet up, getting silicone underneath the toilet and putting the toilet back down. When you're ordering your OGO, so I got online, I ordered the OGO, I ordered some of the extra like peat bricks. They also sell this venting.
The shell vent.
Shell vent, yeah.
That's the shell vent, so that's the outside. You remove that and it has a little inbuilt filter. And you just need to join that to a 40mm piece of PVC. That'll go through your door. I'll trim that when it's on. Just needs to be sort of fixed on. This pushes onto that. That screws onto the door. Bob's your uncle. So the last thing we have to do is
just get the toilet ready for use now.
Yep.
So when you buy it, they do put a 9 litre? Yeah, a 9 litre brick of peat, Koya peat. Grab the unopened one. So that it is recommended to use this stuff. Don't use sawdust or any other type of product because it can just like clog it and kind of turn to a clay.
I heard peat moss was okay, but
Yeah.
Koya peat's all right.
Yeah, so Koya peat and peat moss is fine. This is the 9 litre one. They do recommend you can get it in the bigger sections than that. And they said to use half the amount of water that it does state on here, which says 4.5 litres of water for that. And they recommend just use 2.25 litres. And then you're probably going to use 2/3 of the brick. Dissolve it all. Use 2/3 of the brick and then put the other stuff that you haven't used in a bag for the next use and just wait for that.
So I did it the other day in preparation, but the panning took a little longer than we thought. So I just had the trusty old Bunnings bucket. I didn't measure the water. I didn't have a measuring cup or jug or whatever. So I just, about that much.
Good old guesstimation.
Chucked the brick inside, took this stuff off it, chucked it inside flat. And then I woke up in the morning and this was sitting on top. So the bottom half of the brick had just gone and just expanded and then left this on top. And this is the rest of the brick. So roughly 2/3 of the brick is in the bucket at the moment. And I reckon so I just filled it up, right? That's almost to where it needs to be. I've still got some left over.
Okay, pour it in because it needs to cover these little metal bits. All right, so yeah.
That's pretty much all.
Just. All right.
Fully by fluke. So that looks bang on the money. Just about. Tomorrow morning I'll fix the levels. Anyway, so I think it does need to be ideally just past these bits of metal there, those little stirrers.
So we might fix that up.
Yeah. So I just need to jump some more water in this one and let it soak up and I'll add some more to it.
Yep. And then in the P section, it doesn't say anything in the instructions to do this, but people that we know who have used them have recommended to put a little bit of water in the bottom and then add something else. So you can either add vinegar, you can either add a little bit of dishwashing liquid, which gives it a nice smell and gets rid of the pee smell, or Pro-Treat. So there's the biodegradable toilet chemicals that we used to use in our chemical toilet. And then they also have a cleaning solution. So if you just put 2-3 drops of that cleaning solution into the pee bucket, it takes the smell away as well. They give you this when you buy the OGO, but also you can buy it yourself, and it's a compost toilet cleaner and stimulant. So if you spray the bowl before you go to the toilet and then after the toilet, it just keeps it clean and smelling nice, and it also helps to break down everything that's going in there. We've paid 100% for everything. None of this is sponsored or anything like that. The cost of the toilet is just under $2,100, another $40 or $50 for the little vent. And then we bought a couple of extra bricks of the peat moss or Koya peat to go in there, and whatever other bits and pieces that we needed. So some silicone, the bit of PVC pipe I had to buy separately. So I think all up just over $2,200. All right, so we're done.
Finally.
Finally. It has taken a little bit longer than we anticipated.
Yeah. So in case you haven't realised already, we don't do how-tos because we don't know how to. So it's more of a, this is how we did it.
Yeah.
And hopefully you've learned something from it, because we certainly did.
I think there's been other videos out there of everybody else putting their OGO in, and they have a newer caravan than us, and they have a newer existing toilet which only took like 3 screws to unplug and then they were done, and they've done the whole thing in probably like 3 hours.
An hour or two, yeah.
And it's taken us over 3 days to get it done with the painting and waiting for it to dry.
Prep,
figuring out how to pull out our old toilet because we didn't even know how to do that.
And and Bushtrackers, like, they tend to over engineer things, which is a good thing, don't get me wrong, but when you want to go and change things, it's a tad dramatic.
And we were talking to our friend before, and he had done it in his new caravan. He's like, it's just easy, just like whip it out and whip it in. And we're like, no, you don't understand what type of toilet we have. So it was a bit of a journey. I think we've got there. I think hopefully it's going to be really good. So the reason we went with a composting toilet and changed out the chemical toilet is we have found certain roads that we've done or treks, our places where we wanted to camp for a long time, and there's no dump point, and then you either have to like drive an hour back into town to go empty the toilet every couple of days, or there is just no dump point for weeks, and you end up like having to, which is really gross. Maybe you have to dig a hole and like bury this chemical liquid in it, which I really hate.
No. But you think of how many people do that as well, because the toilet cassettes are the most common thing. Composting toilets have only been on the scene for 5 minutes. Yeah. By comparison, so there aren't that many getting around yet. So hopefully, I think it should be compulsory. Yeah. Especially if you for roads like that are remote.
And then I liked the OGO over some of the other brands. I know that the number 2 waste, the solid waste section isn't as big as some of the other ones, but the P section is slightly bigger, and I like that you don't have to take the whole unit outside to empty it, which makes it a little bit easier. And I'm looking forward to using it. Hopefully we figure it out pretty quickly, because there is a little bit of change in behaviours as well. Yeah, I have heard like if you are going to put toilet paper in there, like break them up into like pieces and use one, like so they don't get stuck on the agitator. Your other option is you can have dog poo bags and then put all of your paper in the dog poo bags and then have a bin next to your toilet and you put it all in the bin. So we need to work all that out. What works for us might be different for what works for you, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I mean, like, boys will use less paper than girls. Yeah. Because you got to wait. Yeah. So that is probably the best thing for girls to do, is to use the paper and then put it in a bag and then put it in the bin. That's not gross. It's in a bin, like a bag. Like, if you think it's gross, grow up. But then for boys, I guess you could, because it's really, for most of us, it's once a day. Yeah. Yeah, you could maybe put twice. It in. It's not going to fill it up too much. Yeah. The other thing, I think boys probably need to sit down to pee. So that's going to be... I've heard that as well. Yeah. We're just trying to compute that in our heads because we haven't used it before, and we'll get back to you. So. And if you have any other tips for us or anybody else that's watching that we haven't thought about or we don't know, please put them in the comments so everybody can learn. And I think if you have any other questions about what we did and how we did it, drop us a comment, ask us. Yeah. We're not going to hide anything. Hopefully we've covered everything. If we haven't, let us know and we'll let you know. Yeah. And I think that's it. I think so. Yeah. But thanks heaps for watching. If you watch this far, guys, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It does help us out. Yeah. I'm going to put a QR code here. Right so here. Use your phone to subscribe. Make it easy for you. Yeah. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. See you in the next one, guys.